welcome to the Brunachi Special. Here with me is Kaz and Nicole.
Hello.
Hello.
We'll be your hosts. What was the first topic?
Oh
we
yeah,
had
so
today?
the first thing I'm going to talk about is I went to Classicon East a few weeks ago. It was the first time they had this convention. It was up in Pennsylvania at a very interesting water park resort. I've never been to a convention like this before. Been going to cons for about 10 years now. This was a lot of fun actually. So it was an indoor water park, a grotto bar. The actual convention itself was very small. You could literally walk around the whole thing in one square. There was 4 panel rooms.
Okay.
The dealer room and the art room were one room, and the game room was real small. But it was also only $40 for the whole weekend, so
It's not bad.
it wasn't
That's not
bad.
bad at all.
What I did notice is it was definitely a 21 and older convention. I wouldn't bring little kids to it because since it was in a resort, everyone was just walking around drinking because you were able to do that. So it was definitely an adult convention. One of the most fun I had though in a while, they had an interesting thing they had on Sunday. Instead of how you have the dealer's room all day, they had a little flea market on Sunday where you could just show up with your stuff and sell it in a room without needing to pay for a dealer's table. So that was interesting.
That's nice.
It was just a lot of crap that people didn't want anymore.
Well,
But,
I mean, most
yeah.
of these people that create the cosplay, maybe they want to promote themselves as.
It wasn't even that, man. They were just selling old manga that they had laying around their house and stuff.
You never know.
Yeah, I was hoping
One's
there would be
trash
more.
is another treasure.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm sure you could find some good gems if you really look.
Yeah. I took a browse around. I liked the concept though. It was funny though because people came prepared and brought their own tables, and then there was 8 kids who didn't bring tables and were sitting in corners, and I was
Maybe
like,
it's their
ooh.
first time going. They're like yours.
It was the first time at the convention.
Well, there you go. Well, maybe the other people had already tried this before.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen a flea market before at an anime convention. I like the concept. I thought it was fun.
It's better than commercialized.
Yeah, exactly. And there's what's it called? It was cool. They had a giant water park party from the water park closes at 10:30, but Friday night they kept it open from 10:30 to 2 for people 21 and
really
older.
cool.
Yeah, it was the little water park after party. So we just hung out in this grotto bar thing the whole time, and it was really cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Not bad.
Yeah, it was great.
Cosplay bathing suits.
Right?
Yeah. Oh, everybody. I called this coming in. Everybody would have bathing suit versions of their cosplays. It was real cool. So it was pretty much just people with wigs and half bathing suit variations of cosplays all over.
I like that.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
Every anime needs a summer scene.
Yeah, 100%.
It's true.
Yeah, and it was definitely a fun time. People get to put their own creativity into it instead of just being I have to dress like this because the character dresses like this. So they were more girls than guys had interesting bathing suit variations. Guys most of them were just wearing their normal cosplays and were like, well, fuck it, I'll keep my wig on and wear that in the pool.
Well,
the girls had
trunks.
matching.
Yeah.
No, they wasn't matching as well with the guys. The girls had it all laid out. If they were going as Lucy from Fairy Tale or something, they would have a white and blue bikini with the wig, with
Matching
the
their
tattoo.
colors
Yeah,
and
matching
whatnot.
the colors. Then you would see guys who were dressed up let's say they were Natsu during the day, but then
Okay.
during the pool party they just had black trunks on, and with the wig still
A
on.
lot of them wear black or blue.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
but Natsu I specifically picked a red character.
I feel like guys are
Yeah.
easier to just
Yeah.
it's
They-
kind of more simple.
They didn't think it through as much. The girls came prepared. They were like, I'm going to look good all day. I was one of the ones at the fault. I did not have a bathing suit variation of my cosplay. So, I am at
Gotta
fault
prepare
myself.
next time.
Yeah, I should have. I ironically did bring black shorts though, and I went as Izuwa from Durarara, who wears mainly black. So I it's pretty much an all black outfit. So I kind of pulled it off, but I just coincidentally just had black shorts in my bag.
Worked out.
Yeah, it worked out. So I wore my shorts instead of my bathing suit because, of course, I have a Hawaiian print baby suit because I'm an ass. And, but yeah,
Gotta get the Hawaiian.
you
I
gotta
guess.
have the Hawaiian bathing suit if you're from New Jersey.
Uh,
It's make it pretend like we live somewhere better
Oh.
Make it pretend like we have waves in our ocean.
and not dead jellyfish and
No.
dinner plates and
Shark attacks.
garbage laying around. Yeah, shark attacks. You can't even see your
It's
foot
a-
an inch in the water.
It's a 12-year mark is the last shark attack, so it's about time.
What, in New Jersey?
No, I'm just
Oh,
saying
God.
we get it every couple of years.
Yeah, every once in a
Yeah,
while.
Jaws is based off of New Jersey.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that.
Oof.
It wasn't in the ocean though.
No, it was in a
like,
river
the
in
bays.
Asbury. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where we go to drink.
It's where I go to see people
Yeah.
and drink.
It's about it. Could you just imagine the dogs at the Yappy Bar getting attacked by a shark?
That's really mean.
That's
I don't
traumatic.
No.
That's why sharks are terrible. You know? Yes, this is an anti-shark podcast.
No, sharks are great.
Anti-shark.
No, you have a shark tattoo as well as I.
I have a pet shark over there.
Exactly. We are not anti-shark.
No, we're not. But we're not anti-anything. We're open to everything. But yeah, it was a great time, fun convention. Sunday was hilarious because every single person walking around the convention Sunday was like blatantly hungover and just like dragging themselves around. And like I surprisingly was one of the more peppier people walking around.
That's surprising.
Which is surprising compared to other conventions. So I'm like walking around and I'm like, oh wow, this is like a zombie movie right now. If someone bites someone, I'm running.
Corpse party.
Oh man, so yeah, it was definitely a fun time. I recommend it. I hope next year they're definitely gonna do it again, and it will probably have like more panel rooms and be a bigger actual convention.
Yeah, I'm sure
Where was
it'll
this
be
again?
good.
Where is it?
This was in Pennsylvania. It was at the Kalahari.
It's Kalahari, I think.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Kalahari Resort.
Kalahari.
It's I forget the town. It's like right over the border of
I believe
Jersey.
it's in the Poconos.
Yeah, the Poconos. It's in the Poconos.
Okay.
That general area.
Yeah, it's
Makes a lot of sense.
it's actually on like Pocono Drive, even. Yeah, good job.
Right.
Okay.
Of course.
That made it so easy.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's literally like 40 Pocono Drive.
Alright.
Yeah, it was like an hour. It was supposed to take me like an hour and a half, but I had to go after work, so I hit rush hour. It took me like 3 hours.
Yeah, it's forever to take over there.
I hit rush hour, and then there was an accident too. And everyone's just like sitting looking like, oh, they got into an accident. Let me drive 20 miles per hour
That's
on the
how it
highway.
is. That's-
And I'm like in my truck like, go! I'm trying to get these fruity drinks that everyone's drinking. Because you could get this giant cup, like this big, of like these jungle juice type things. And I think it costs like $20 and then, or like $30 and then like $20 for refills the whole weekend when you carry around. Yeah,
So
it was
you
like
have,
this
your own-
huge.
It's like going to Six Flags.
Yeah, but honest, I bought it. I bought the first one, and mine was like extremely watered down. But I was like, this is diabetes in the cup.
Well, yeah, it's
Oh,
sugar.
yeah. And then,
that's
like-
most vacation drinks are.
Yeah, so I had
Okay.
one, and the next day I had one more just because I was like, I spent the money on this. I want to at least get my one refill. And I even got the same drink, like some blue concoction of death. And I just stuck with like my 7-7s and stuff the rest of the night. I was like, I'm not trying to die. I did bring the seltzers. The seltzers are the best. Huge supporter of White Claw seltzer. If you want to throw us some seltzers, hey, alcoholic seltzer, it's great.
I drink seltzer, so.
Have
it's
you
all
had
good.
the alcoholic seltzer, the
I
White Claw?
I don't drink seltzer.
Oh, you can go home.
Carbonation, which
Oh yeah, I tried chugging one. Ooh, I was tearing.
too much.
Anyway.
gases.
All right.
So,
anyway,
overall, though,
overall, it was a great time. Highly recommend
how was
it.
the organization there?
Very organized. Very organized. The hotel staff was real nice too,
Okay,
actually.
So they're very welcome.
Yeah,
the whole
they're
idea.
really because like I went downstairs because the kids I went with were already like out and about, and I was like, hey, they like got me like the key card to get in the room is a wristband.
Yeah.
So they lost
that's
my
cool.
wristband they got me. So I went down and I was like, hey man, they lost a wristband. I'm in this room. Can I get one? And instead of them being like, you need to get the person, the guy they just printed it out and was like, here you go, have a great time. Yeah, it was really cool.
Maybe because they're making so much money off the convention.
Oh, they're
Because
killing
I know
it.
sometimes with these people with the hotels, when they host a convention, a lot of the employees, rather than like the actual manager, are kind of upset of the
Oh, no,
volume
they're
of
usually,
people
like,
that
grumpy.
go in there.
But oddly enough, like half the employees we spoke to at this place are into anime, and once they got off at 12, went into the convention.
That's-
So yeah,
that's a plus.
all the employees were very happy. Since it's a resort, I guess they're used to dealing with this more than like other convention
Yeah.
centers that have like like press conferences and business conventions, and then they're like, what are we doing with 10,000 kids
Well,
dressed
yeah.
up in costumes?
If it's
I
just
don't
a
know, I
hotel with
imagine
one
they're,
conference room, they don't tend to like that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're probably used to more little kids too, since it's
Mhm.
an indoor water park. I
Yeah,
imagine
that makes a
they're-
lot of sense too.
What-
Family oriented, so to
Yeah.
say.
What I noticed they were real smart with is like the whole like water park and everything is in the middle, and then they have like 2 wings with like hotel rooms, and they kept mainly all like the people at the anime convention on the left, and then the few families that were there Friday, no families really came Saturday, they seemed to be more on the right, so they kind of kept it more split, so that like these little kids wouldn't be stuck around all these like
That's-
crazy adults, in
Wearing
wigs.
pink
That's
and
smart.
purple.
Yeah, and, like men in makeup and skirts and stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was good. There was a girl in a knock loose shirt. That was funny. But yeah, it was definitely a great time. I'm 100% going back next year.
Okay.
Yeah, I recommend you guys coming with me. Told you this year to come with me. And
Get off of work.
I was working.
I had to go from work. I missed
Some
like
people
the
gotta
whole
work
half
for a
day.
living.
I know. I missed like all of Friday pretty much because I didn't get there till like 8:30. Alright, so the first show we're gonna talk about is called Geass, right?
Yes.
Alright.
So, I just rewatched it because I heard they're coming out with a movie. They're basically combining the entire show in prep for the 3rd season.
Both seasons?
Yeah.
Alright.
They're cutting it into a movie that's supposed to come out February 2018. I'm not sure how long the movie's supposed to be, but they're basically just throwing it like a synopsis just to prep for the 3rd season, which they came out with a trailer for. It's called Code Geass Lelouch of the Resurrection, I believe. It's set several years later. It's not an alternate universe, so it's still the same Zero. There's not too much about it, but pretty excited for it. If you haven't watched Code Geass, basically it starts off with this kid. His name is Lelouch. He is in high school, and he meets this girl, C2, and they form a contract, which basically gives him the power to control somebody for one time. He gives them an order and they do it, but he can only use it once.
Take through his eye, right?
Yeah, he has the one eye.
He's got to make eye contact.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
has
he's
to
gotta
be
make
made
eye
eye
contact,
contact. He can't be like in another room, like,
Be
hey
like,
guy, go do this.
You over there.
Yeah, he
Get me a
has to
coffee.
be looking at him. So when they're in these things called nightmares, which they basically look like giant Gundams, not gonna lie.
Mobile suits.
Yeah, they're,
Everything's based off of Gundams.
Yep. So he can't, like, as long as like they're in the suits, he can't make eye contact. So he can't control them when you're in something, basically. So he gets this Geass, and his plan is to take down Britannia, which is the
How's
country.
he doing it again?
He forms a contract with C2. He basically just meets her, and she's like, "You have something to live for. Hey,
Take this power.
I'll give you this." And he's like, "Cool."
It's pretty
But-
convenient on his end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how it always ends.
Yeah, usually. So there's country Britannia trying to take over the world, pretty much. They take over Japan, and he wants to take them down, even though he's part of the royal family, but his family was exiled.
So him and his little sister.
Yeah,
right?
Nanali. And Nanali is basically his reason for living. She's deaf. No, she's blind and can't
crippled.
walk
Yeah.
because of the trauma. She can't walk now.
Logic.
She was like born
Yeah.
like that or something.
No, she wasn't
No, it
born
was all
like that. It was
trauma.
after the trauma of seeing their mom die.
Which is why she went blind.
Yeah, and now she just can't walk. I don't know why. They don't really explain
Or I
why
don't think she
too much.
walks because she's blind and she just
I
won't
don't know.
adapt to
They
it.
say she's blind and crippled, so I think she can't
Yeah, she's
walk.
got the wheelchair, so.
Doesn't
I don't know.
matter.
Not
She's
really
blind,
too
it
sure
doesn't
on
walk.
that.
That's all that cares.
Yeah,
I don't know.
but he's...
She went through some shit.
Yeah, he goes and tries to kill all his siblings in order to take down Britannia. His goal is to kill the Emperor. What else? The one girl, his sister, Euphemia, at the end of the first season, they basically, they're trying to restate Japan. They come up with this thing. It's called, I think it's the United States of Japan or something.
Yeah, it's the
And-
United States of Japan.
And he's like, okay, this could work, 'cause that's what Nanali wanted. She just wanted everybody to live in peace.
Isn't it like pretty much a reservation that they make?
Pretty much.
Yeah, like an
It's-
Indian reservation.
Yeah, just to try to keep people happy and all that. She meant well.
Yeah.
But he accidentally loses control of his Geass because he's trying to explain to her what it is. Like, he's like, oh, if I wanted you to kill all the Japanese, you can kill all the Japanese. And he accidentally uses his Geass. And she goes crazy and is killing all the Japanese. And she's just like, please die.
And she grabs the
And
gun
then-
and starts spraying them
Yeah.
down. Oh.
And that's how they end on the first season. But yeah, it's a very good anime. I would watch it. I feel like it starts off very slow, but as long as you keep watching, it
It
gets
gets a lot better.
yeah,
I
it gets
remember-
really crazy really fast.
There's a lot of setup. Because there's
A lot.
He's got like 15 relatives. And I think,
A lot.
So there's like him and Natalie have the same mom, and then
Yeah.
everybody else has different moms.
Yeah,
So the
they're
king
all
is
like
just going
half
around-
siblings. They're not.
Yeah, the king's just
True.
sleeping with everyone like a typical king does.
Yeah.
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 And in the future where they have robots, they don't have condoms. Apparently. I don't know. Somebody should recommend that to the king.
Yeah. Oh, what's very cool is they're coming out with the movie on the 10th anniversary of when the original season was
Oh, that's
released,
neat.
which is cool.
That is cool.
I like that.
Has it really been 10 years already?
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
old.
It's pretty old.
Yeah.
2007.
It's,
Yeah,
it's very good
2007,
animation.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought for its time it was really good.
Yeah,
Even the
it's
colors
very
and all
good
that.
animation. You know, so
The animation though in the beginning, I am not much of a fan of obscure extremities to the body shape.
They're so long.
Trying to say
Their
that
limbs.
next. Yeah.
oh yeah, their
So
torsos
their
are like
limbs
ridiculously
It
long.
did take me a
Very
while
long.
to get used to watching it,
Yeah.
but like you said, by the end of the first season, you're already full blown into it. You can't stop.
Especially when they, like, at first, they make the contract with C2, and you don't really see her until like, the middle of the first season, to be honest. It's kind of confusing, because you're like, where'd this girl go? She's in the theme
Oh,
song.
she's gonna like disappear.
Yeah,
that she
you'd
gives
think
them power. Yeah.
she'd be, you know, an important part. Even when they meet back up with her, she's really not a big part.
She just sits there and eats pizza.
Yeah,
Literally.
same.
Yeah.
But she's more a bigger part of the second season. I would say she's not. They don't really explain her backstory too much until the end of the first season, and then
Right.
she becomes really important. She helps them out. Like they do switcheroos where she's actually in the Zero costume a lot.
Oh yeah, because I watched the first season and I only watched like 4 episodes of the second season and I fell off.
I thought the second season got a little better.
Yeah.
It did. It got a lot more chaotic and
Yeah.
interesting.
It's funny to like. It's cool to see him almost lose his mind per se, because he's trying to do all this stuff for Nonali, but Nonali actually wants something completely different. So it's cool to watch him struggle with that.
Alright. And then like, doesn't he like ruin his love life too with that chick?
Yeah.
Like that they were like in love and then he like makes her forget.
Well, he accidentally killed her father
Ooh.
as Zero.
Ooh, he messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she doesn't know he's Zero, but she finds out,
And she like cracks, right?
and she breaks down because she doesn't want to kill Lelouch, you know? She's
Yeah.
like, well, what do I do? And she actually spares him. But to help her and her feelings, he makes her forget everything, even anything about who he is. And it's kind of
So sad.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
really sad.
Yeah.
Because then
I,
he just
I
like,
shed a tear.
then he just got like nothing left.
Yeah. I think that was one of his breaking points where he really was like, am I doing the right thing?
Yeah, and this gets real cold-blooded after that,
Yeah, because
right?
his intentions are good. I mean, he doesn't really want to hurt people. He's just trying to make a better life for his sister. He's not, which is
Yeah.
kind of like that good guy, bad guy thing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
For the better, for the good.
Yeah.
So yeah, our next topic is going to be One Punch Man. Me and Kaz have both seen it.
So, yeah,
You watched it full, right?
yeah, it was everyone, to be honest, everyone and their mother watched it, except for her.
I think that's why I avoided it. I don't
Yeah.
like too much hype on things.
Like,
But that was the same reason with Bleach. I waited like 9 years and then I decided to watch it.
I did the same thing with Breaking Bad, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
I never
So-
watched that.
it's probably good.
I mean, it's not the greatest anime known to
I
mankind.
was disappointed, to be honest. Like, even
I
Bill
was-
Burr watched it.
I was
And, like-
severely disappointed.
Yeah, I was disappointed. It was good. I can see how
Because
people
aren't
love
making
it.
me want to watch it.
No,
Well,
it's good,
no,
it's
the
good.
issue is like
It was so hyped up that it was like the best
Yeah.
thing in the world. And like, it's a good show, don't get me wrong. but
maybe
it's
the
like not-
manga is better.
it's not the
Maybe
best
that's
thing
what
that-
it really is.
No, because everyone just watched the show who told me about it. No
That's
one read
true.
it.
I know a lot of people that don't really watch anime that watched it.
Yeah, everyone
I
like,
think that's why though. They haven't really watched a lot. So
Yeah.
they don't have much to
like
compare.
my barber told me to watch it. And
I mean,
he's
it was
never
great
watched
illustration.
anime.
The color and everything was good.
Yeah, it was alright.
It really was.
And like personally, he has another show called Mob Psycho 100, and I think
Yeah.
that's a much better show. It's
See,
hilarious.
I don't know. That one was very predictable.
Yeah, I didn't think it was predictable. They caught
I
me with
think
some.
it
I
was
thought
very
One Punch Man was predictable. I knew everything that was
Both
gonna
of them
happen.
were, but like Mob Psycho 100, that was. You pretty much understood the entire show in the first episode.
No, you didn't. You
I
just,
did,
I
yeah.
did not see that stuff coming with his brother.
Alright, first of all, I saw the Mob Psycho 100. He goes psycho in the very first scene, and
Well,
then you see a counter. Wow, that was really easy because his name is Bob,
Yeah, but, like,
and he goes psycho when he hits 100.
There's no way you saw that stuff. With, you know, there's no way you saw that stuff with his brother coming until
Yeah,
later.
it was only until I figured out when he released his Mob Psycho, when it released
When it went
got
to
to 100 and he
yeah.
got an emotion. I was like, oh, he goes psycho based off his emotions.
Yeah, because it takes like 4 episodes for him to get 100.
That's
There's,
why
like, a
he
little
has no
counter.
emotions during the episodes.
Yeah, it's hilarious though, because the kid. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about One
No,
Punch
yeah.
Man. So, we'll talk about Mob Psycho another week. Go
So,
ahead.
One Punch Man starts off with this main character, Saitama, and basically he's unemployed. He's walking down the street, he comes across a crab leg person called Crab Latte, and
Was it like crab ragu or something like
Something
crab?
like-
Something like
he,
you
like-
call it crab food in Japanese.
Crab Rangoon.
Yeah.
Something like that.
something
yeah.
along those lines. But anyway,
It's a corny
so
name.
the crab guy is attacking this little boy, and the main character Saitama can't really let that fly, so he engages him in a fight and gets himself beat down very severely. Now he wishes to be a superhero, so of course, you know, the way anime is, he doesn't give up. and then ultimately defeats this crab guy.
In one punch.
No, he does not. He beats him with the belt. Remember, he ties the belt around his eye.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually punch him.
No, he doesn't get to one punch until like 3 years later, dude.
Oh
When
yeah,
he loses his hair.
that's the prequel. Yeah,
This is
yeah.
all the prequel stuff. So basically, he starts this training for a year and a half, 3 years, whatever it is, because it was you start off 3 years prior to present date for One Punch Man.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the training because I think it's hilarious and I don't want to spoil it for
It's
anybody.
so stupid.
It's just not something you
It's
saw coming.
It's like training. I know kids who work out harder than that in real life.
No, that's the whole point. But
Yeah.
anyway, so a couple years down, he ends up fighting this mosquito girl in D-City, and we're introduced to another character, Geass. I believe that's how you say his name.
Yeah, that's the sidekick.
Yeah.
Yo, he's awesome.
He is a cyborg that was destroyed by another cyborg, and his brain is the only thing that's left, and the doctor created him into a cyborg.
Yeah,
right?
so if you destroy his brain, he will die.
Yes, everything
Yeah.
else is robotic, and he can get attachments and upgrades.
His
and
arms
stuff
turn
like
into
that.
giant guns.
Yeah, he's absolutely badass.
Yeah, he's an awesome character. He's a better character than the main character.
Yeah.
By far.
The only thing the main character really has got going for him is his sarcastic
one-
comedy.
And his one punch.
Yeah. But Geass pretty much tells Saitama stay away, run, I got this. But Geass literally gets himself annihilated. And he's about to self-destruct, and Saitama just slaps this mosquito girl and she just dies.
It's splats
And
like a fucking...
instantly,
So basically
Geass is
Yeah, literally
Sen-
it's like
sensei, he becomes his apprentice.
immediately.
Yeah, that's it. And then the rest of the story is the travels of both of them and how they're pursuing superheroes and getting paid to do it in the Hero Association.
And Santana didn't even know there was professional heroes.
No, he was
Yeah.
he's literally the most modest superhero. He's yeah, I'm just average.
He's just
That's about it. But he can kill people with one punch. Literally, annihilate them, blow them to pieces.
Yeah, the second episode, he fights a whole mole man civilization coming up from the ground, and he just one punches everything. And his big finishing move is multiple single punches.
Yeah, it's pretty much.
So he hits the guy 4 times real
Pretty
quick,
self-explanatory.
and it's the
Yeah.
most
So it's not
overkill.
actually one punch.
No, it's 4 little
If he
jabs.
does more than one punch, the enemy is strong.
Literally, or it's just ridiculous overkill, and they just literally explode.
Yeah, they just blow the hell
Yeah,
up.
it's real absurd at points. It's funny. I will
But,
give it that.
For people who have watched it, you already obviously know what's going on. But season 2 is not going to be made by Madhouse. It's going to be made by JC Staff Studios. So if you don't know who they are, they did Slayers, Excel Saga, Revolutionary Girl Utina. So the animation might not be the same as Madhouse, which
It shouldn't be that big of an issue.
may or may not be a good thing. depending on
I'm
what
hoping they make it better. It wasn't bad, but it's not the best it could be either.
No, but I mean the colors would probably be a little more greenier because it was very
It was very colorful.
poppy,
Yeah,
very
very,
poppy.
in your face.
so to say. You know, very. It was almost like oil paint.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was
That
nice.
can give you an idea.
Pretty.
Yeah, it was very good.
They try to make it a little American comic-y colors because it's
Yeah,
about
very red.
superheroes, which
Yellows are very yellow, red is very red.
Yeah, there's a lot of primary
I
colors.
mean, I kind of noticed that in My Hero Academia. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's the same type. It's
Same
the
thing
same
with
type
that.
of color work.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is great. But it's pretty funny. It's a good show.
I mean, it's really not that long, so you might as well watch it. And if you really love it, continue reading, because I think the volumes are still coming out.
Yeah.
If I
Apparently,
remember
the manga's actually pretty good.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we were talking this morning when we went.
Yeah,
The manga portrays the 3 years that the anime does not.
Yeah, they just skip over.
There's 4 or 5 other main fights that the Saitama gets into before he loses his hair and becomes super strong.
He's bald because of his workout plan.
Yeah, his body's introduced to so much stress that he loses all his hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
But when you find out his work regimen, it's just
Are you kidding me?
yeah, what?
Ryan Pavlicek works out harder than that.
Oh,
I'm not even lying.
oh.
And like,
Does he do leg day?
does Saitama do leg day?
You gotta do leg day.
Do they mention leg
You can't
workouts?
skip leg day.
He runs. He runs 10K every
Yeah.
I guess
day.
that counts.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nothing crazy. Like 10K is like
No,
it's,
I
it's
thought
hard.
it was like a
but-
5K or something.
No, everything's with like ones.
Ones
'cause
and
it's
zeros
like
and
100
something like that.
push-ups, and like that's it. Like, A.G. McCavis used to
Well,
do that.
you already
5
said it,
a.m.
so you might as well
Well, I
tell
didn't say
him right
everything.
now.
Oh yeah, it was like 100 push-ups, like 100 sit-ups, run 10K,
He has a banana every morning,
and then like I'm missing.
One
3 meals a day.
Yeah, there's like I'm missing like two. I'm missing like two
Three
other
meals.
workouts. Yeah.
I do like 6 meals a day.
Like, literally.
So you're Super Saiyan right now.
Oh,
Yeah. And like I'm missing 2 other things. Like he might do like 100 squats a day, but it's all just like 100.
So he
Yeah.
does
of
do leg
everything.
day. Squat.
Yeah.
Something
squats.
maybe, yeah. And like it's
You
like the
gotta
most
do leg
basic
day.
workout. Like it's hard. Next topic we're gonna talk about is Blockade Battlefront. The 2nd season's coming out next week actually, called Blockade Battlefront and Beyond.
And beyond.
And
That's a lot of
beyond.
B's in that name.
There's a lot of P's in
Yeah,
that name.
damn.
I feel like they must have done that on purpose.
I feel like it's a tongue twister. I can't say that
Blood
10 times
black-
fast.
Blood-
See,
I
you
can't.
say it once.
Nah.
Blood blockade.
I feel like that little kid that's like afraid of the blood on the YouTube.
Alright, Blood Blockade Battle.
That-
There we
alright.
go.
So I'll tell you about the first season. It's only a 12-episode show.
Oh, that's short.
Yeah, it's short.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. It's real good.
That's
It,
kind
it,
of
it was
sad.
it was like my favorite show of 2015. It's put out by Bones.
Really? It's been
What-
like 2 years and it's going to be 3 years until they make another one?
No, it's coming out next week.
Oh, it's coming out
Next
Trying
week.
to
Oh,
take out
yeah.
Game
I
of
thought you
Thrones.
said next year.
No,
Sorry.
next week. Yeah, it's
Okay.
coming out on the 9th of
Alright.
October. Yeah, and it's put out by Bones Studios. If you're not super familiar with them, they've done a lot of my really favorite shows like Soul Eater, Full Metal, they
Oh,
did Brotherhood
explain
as
why
well.
I like the animation, the grainy
Yeah,
that
they're
they use.
actually currently they're doing My Hero Academia.
I
That's
thought there was
kinda
so much similarity between Soul Eater and My Hero
Mhm.
Academia that makes so much sense.
Yeah, they're
I
put-
saw it in
put
the
out the same
eyes,
company.
really.
Yeah,
And
and
they
the
also
humor, I feel like.
they also did the show like the past 2 seasons. The show Bungo Stray Dogs. That's real good. It's up
I
for a
haven't
bunch of
watched that
awards.
yet. I've heard it's been
It's real
phenomenal.
good. Yeah, I hope it wins a lot of these awards because it's up against like, what's it called? Like Sword Art Online movie and then, like that. It's and like season 2.
I mean, don't get me
of
wrong. Like,
Attack.
those were good animations.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
They're semi-overplayed
But, like,
at this point.
And it's against like.
I feel like the story doesn't live up to the hype either.
Mhm.
It's one of those that's like, it's good,
the
but
first
it's
season was
not-
real good, and then how
It's
much
been
you do
stre-
after
I
that?
feel like it's been
you know?
stretched.
I mean, the
Yeah.
second season was pretty good until they went back to Alfheim.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
kinda like,
The gun arc
They
was
should
good.
have ended it after they finished Gun Online or whatever.
Yeah, but
But-
like they also it's also against like Attack on Titan season 2 stuff,
Yeah.
which both these shows they've had their glory. They should let something else
Yeah, something
have some
new.
glory. This is a great show, super original, super creative. Highly suggest watching Bungo Stray Dogs. However, Blood Blockade Battlefront, also a really original show, made by the creators of Trigun.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with Trigun, you know you're in for something good. So pretty much New York City has a giant gateway has opened above New York City, and all these like monsters and demons and like third life creatures come out, and now that it's kind of isolated New York City, and it's got a quirky little name now. That's kind of like it's called Hellsome Lot now.
Of
A
course.
little play on Hell's Kitchen.
What is it, like the strip of the...
It's
part of
entire
the
city. It's entire
The-
city.
The whole is just over the entire city.
Yeah, it's like a giant cloud, and now there's like people live in continuity with like fish monsters and anything, man. And it's really quirky. And you got the main character is like Leonardo watched, and it's called Leo, and he's got like the god's eyes. You don't find it out for like 2 episodes, but if you watch a trailer, it's given away right away in the trailer. So he's got the god eyes, and like he has them because that god like took his sister's sight and replaced for his eyes, even though he tried to have his eyes taken. And like so he goes to Hellsome Lot, because I guess you're allowed in, but you're not allowed out. You know. He goes to try to figure out what's going on, and he's like a little photographer, and he ends up meeting up with this group, La Brea, which is kind of like a makeshift police force that they put together themselves, because now you got like flying monsters going around like robbing banks and stuff, you know?
It's like vigilantes.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, but they also are a little more respected because they actually work hand in hand with the actual police,
Okay.
instead of like, you know, how like Batman and
whatever
Commissioner
they
Gordon
want.
has his back, but you know, like Lex Luthor is like, Superman is a vigilante. Like, no, they're working in tandem, and it's a really quirky cast of characters. It's kind of like with why am I blanking out on it now? Dead Man Wonderland, where they like use their blood as weapons,
Okay.
But
That's cool.
but it's not as graphic.
It's kind of a
Yeah.
crossover there.
I mean, I feel like anything with blood, you have to expect it to be a little.
Yeah, it's like you don't actually see them cutting themselves and stuff. It just kind of all their weapons are red.
Okay.
You know, but it's technically like their blood, and the one guy can like control kind of like fire, and then like the boss, the guy Klaus who runs it, he is super tough. So like these awesome sideburns and like random like big canine teeth. I don't think he's a werewolf or anything, but he's like the toughest dude in the whole show. Of course, there's a reason he's in charge. You know, and they have a great cast, and then like he runs around with this. What's the other guy's name? I'm blanking out on it. Who like becomes like his best friend. The dude's hilarious. And there's like a whole episode where Leo, like episode 3, his life is like everything's going wrong for him this day, and you find out at the end of it, the other dude was setting it up the whole time to screw with the kid all day.
Oh.
Pretty sad.
Just like trying to make, he like wants to make him a little tougher, but he's also like kind of bored, I guess. And he's just like screwing around with them all day from behind the scenes. It's like really funny. And like the first episode, his goggles get stolen by like a supersonic monkey.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like this cute little monkey, and it can run like supersonically fast.
Now, what is the purpose of the goggles?
But he wears the goggles so people can't see his eyes.
Can't see his eyes?
Yeah, because he's got the goggles on.
So he keeps his eyes closed?
Well, most of the time, he's one of those characters that like walks around like this, when his goggles are on his head. And then like when he opens his eyes, like
So
you
he's
see
like
the
Rob
god
from
eyes.
Pokemon.
Totally like Rob from Pokemon. But also they leave it so like you don't find out he has the eye power until like the second episode. But then he's still walking around like this because he doesn't like activate it, and I don't know, he's just one of those closed, like Gin and Bleach, where they just like closed eyes all the time, and you wonder how they don't walk into like walls. And like it's real funny. Like the second episode, like he gets an apartment, and he like gets evicted like the second episode of the.
That's quick.
Yeah, like
right?
real
Oh,
quick.
dang.
And like they're like, you have 30 seconds to get all your stuff out of here, or my brother's gonna evict, like make sure you're out. And it's like a giant the size of the building, and he's just like, all right. And so then like at first he wasn't sure if he wanted to join that group, and then he like joins the group so he can like sleep on the couch.
Okay.
Yeah, it's real
So it
funny.
works out, I
They
guess.
like don't even notice him there at first, and they just like sit down on top of him. Yeah, it's like real funny. But then
I like that humor though.
yeah, it's like all little quirky humor, but like halfway through it gets like pretty serious, but it still has nice comic relief. I'm really happy that they're having the second season. I found out about it like 3-4 months ago. I thought they weren't going to since it came out in 2015. You know, and
what about for people who want to watch it? Like, where can they watch it?
it is on Crunchyroll, and actually, I believe it is also on Hulu.
Okay.
I found out today as well that it is dubbed as well as subbed. I've only watched it subbed.
Do you know who
But-
dubs it?
I'm not sure. It's put out on Shonen Jump magazine, so you know it's gonna be a good dub.
Funimation does a lot of the like they do My Hero Academia and Soul Eater.
Yeah, it might be
They tend to have their hands in
Funimation.
a lot of stuff now.
It's
Yeah.
from the dub trailer I heard. The dub was done well,
Okay.
so you know
I
it's.
won't watch it, but
No, I'm gonna watch
the
subs. Yeah. I watched
So
first
not
season
12.
subbed. I'm gonna watch second season subbed. Yeah, I watched some stuff dubbed.
I can read fast enough.
You know-
I feel like dubbed is real good when like you have other things to do. Like sometimes like if I draw
Yeah.
and watch an anime, I can't sit there like you know.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
and there's some shows I like half-ass watch, like Naruto Shippuden and One
It's a
Piece.
lot. It's a lot.
There's so much, and like 4/5 of it is like filler or like just unneeded trash, to be honest. So then I'll put those on dubbed, and I'll like do some work for my computer or something, have in the background. You know, like Bleach was another one. You know, I ended up
Some dubs are
reading it.
done pretty well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and some of them are not. Like
Yeah.
Death Note dubbed is not.
It's
I
not
wouldn't
that bad.
No, I wouldn't
alright.
suggest it.
Alright.
No,
It's
because
alright.
there's so many things that
They
they
leave it like a
They
lot
leave
of
out,
things, and some
or
things
they
don't
say.
make sense.
Yeah,
Like you feel like it's edited very poorly.
it is
but
very.
It's just,
It's just like that's not what he was trying to say,
Yeah.
and you're just making it the English version of that,
Yeah.
and it's just not matching up
No.
properly.
You know what's funny? When you put something on dubbed, and then you like you put the subtitles, and it has the subtitles from the original Japanese subtitles,
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
doesn't match up with
That's
the
what
dub
we're basically
speaking.
talking about.
Yeah, but like you've ever actually put that on?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had
I've
that.
had it done accidentally. I wouldn't do it on purpose. It's
I've
just-
noticed a
I've
lot with the
noticed it.
Netflix issues.
That-
That's
yeah,
pretty much where I'm
Hulu's
finding
like
it.
that too.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Last night we had that like Naruto playing in the background while we were playing video games, Joyce and I, and he had the subtitles on as well. It totally didn't match up
Yeah,
at all
very
with what they were
confusing.
saying.
I notice that a lot with Tokyo Ghoul sometimes. It's like a completely different conversation.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is like, how do you even go from one to the other?
Yeah, it's very.
It's
I feel like
very
you don't get a
different.
straight point across.
You don't.
No, you don't.
Lost in translation.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is. But you know, back to Blockade. It was one of my favorite shows of 2015. Real funny. Pretty tough. There's some good fight scenes in there, you know. Some real heartwarming moments at the end I don't want to give away because it ends up being a good twist. Yeah, I drew a man tear at the end of it.
Aw.
Yeah, but it kind of leaves you in a little bit of a cliffhanger, so that's why I'm real happy the second season's coming out.
Because I don't like when a season ends and then they start up a whole new thing and it's like,
oh, it's like Gundam 00.
The anticipation is not real.
Or like when you know they're originally only think they're gonna have one season and like they like kill characters off and then like they're like, oh, we got re-signed.
Alive. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like
I think that's what they did with Sword Art.
Because
they were
we
like,
found the revive.
what else can we do? Call of Duty's real popular.
Yeah,
Let's try
right?
this.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Phoenix down.
Gundam 00, they literally pulled the thing from Beer Fest when they're like, oh, I'm that guy's brother, but I look exactly the same, and you could give me the same code name, and I imagine you know how to fly this Gundam.
They were like, somebody's killing people in real life in the game, and they're like, that's impossible. I'm like, that was
that just happened like a year
what
ago.
The entire first season was about.
Yeah.
Like, that literally happened a year ago.
Yeah.
Because they had that little.
It's possible.
It's been like a year, I think, from that point.
I think that's
because they had that little tap. Yeah, because some people go to school and some people can't. Like they had the special school for everyone who was in the game.
I think everybody that was in the game that got trapped is in the special school because they missed so much, you know.
Yeah, but it was interesting, you know.
So yeah.
Yeah, good show. Check it out. Season 2 coming out next week. It's 12 episodes. You can totally binge it in a week.
Oh, without doubt.
Yeah. Alright, cool. So we'll wrap it up. That's pretty much it for the day. You know, thank you for tuning in, guys. Tune in every Sunday to see us.
Yes.
You know, remember to like, subscribe, hit all the little buttons on the bottom. Go check out the shows we mentioned. They were all pretty good today. We really didn't mention anything bad. You know. No, we didn't talk about anything bad. Thank
Soon
God.
we'll be going Facebook Live.
Yeah,
so
soon
catch us on that.
some live stuff, you know. And, you know, we hope you enjoyed it. And tell your friends. See you next week.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye.